Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys this psychic rapid strike Urshifu list. More than psychic, it's probably a Blacephalon build, the Urshifu Blacephalon. But before we get into the list, I based it off of this list. I featured this list in my 4 different ways to play rapid strike Urshifu VMAX video. If you guys want to look at that, then go look at that video. But this one has the one Blacephalon. I was like, oh yeah, Blacephalon. That's like a really interesting way. It's really interesting card to play with the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. So I did a little bit more experimenting, and I built a little bit more Blacephalon focus list. Um, this one has the 4/4 VMAX and the 2 Blacephalon. So the main thing you're trying to do with this deck is like Gale Thrust, and then Rapid Flow, and then Fire Respawn for 5 prize cards. Those of you who don't know, Urshifu VMAX has an attack for 1 fighting energy that does 30 damage, but if the VMAX moved from the bench to the active that turn, it does 120 more damage, so 150 damage for 1 energy, and then has an attack for 2 fighting and a colorless VMAX Rapid Flow. It deals 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, so it's a little bit of a spread card. And Blacephalon, for a second colorless Fire Respawn, you get to place 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon at anybody you like, but if your opponent has exactly 3 prize cards remaining, then you get to place 12 damage counters instead. So you can like Guilt or something, Gmax Rapid Flow with support Pokemon and their main Pokemon, and then your Urshifu gets knocked out. Oh look, your opponent has 3 prize cards left, plus Cephalon placing 12 damage counters. That's been the idea with the deck. If you have enough turns, you can actually take 6 prize cards in 1 turn with Blacephalon. Sometimes your opponent can manage to take a knockout on something and evade that. Evade actually getting past to getting 2-3 prize cards. They can knock out like 2 of your support Pokemon. That's the only thing about this list I think is that they can negate that 3 prize card effect, completely negate that Blacephalon, and just make you play a straight Urshifu. I think that's why I like the 4/4 instead of the 3/3, because this deck has some other attackers like the Mimikyu, like the Gengar Mimikyu, like the Mimikyu V. But I have the 4/4 and the 2 Blacephalon, kind of just like retracting these into the VMAX. So, oh yeah. Now we have a whole bunch of different support Pokemon. We have 2 Jirachi Amazing Rare with that 3 Revelation ability to draw some more cards. Jirachi GX for those matchups that are decks that do play the Mewtwo and Mew to try and counter you. Eldegoss, Crobat, and Dedenne as our multiple fire support Pokemon. Getting into our supporters, we have 4 copies of Professor's Research, 3 copies of Marnie, and 3 copies of Boss's Orders. Pretty standard, I think. We have 2 of the Tower of Waters to give our Rapid Strike Pokemon in play free retreat. We only have 2 different ones, the VMAX and the regular V. But it can be useful if we start our V. We can you just get free retreat into our Jirachi and then later retreat that with an air balloon into our VMAX to Gale Thrust. For Quick Ball, this shouldn't be of any surprise. Quick Ball is very, very good. 4 Switch, 3 Communication, 2 Air Balloon, and then 2 Reset Stamp. This is something that the Japanese list is playing. 2 Reset Stamp, especially since this guy forces or places more damage counters when your opponent is at 3 prize cards. Having the Reset Stamp to be able to just go Reset Stamp to 3 and then use that and knock out their big guy and his 4 Pokemon, if you go down to 1 or even 2 or 1 prize cards, that can be good. And Toothley's Pokédoll. Now, I think there's something that could be good in a straight Urshifu deck for the same reason that Luke Metal plays it, is that you can actually switch into your like Zacian. Zacian can't use Beyblade, but if you switch into Luke's Pokédoll, put it on the bottom of the deck, put up your Zacian again, then Zacian can use Beyblade. The same reason that this one you can switch out of your Urshifu into the doll, put it on the bottom, and then put up your Urshifu and do max damage with Gale Thrust again. 1 Escape Rope. Now, since our Fire Respawn and Gmax Rapid Flow hits anywhere, it doesn't matter whether the opponent's Pokemon you want to hit is in the active or on the bench. Escape Rope can kind of act like a fifth switch in those situations. We have 1 EXP share. We only play 2 basic energy, which is 2 basic psychic. But if our Urshifu has that on it and gets knocked out, we can automatically change where we invested the energy attachment to our Blacephalon. So yeah, and we also have the 1 Rapid Strike scroll, and just because I don't think there's any reason to play it, we're Blacephalon and the Urshifu. Those two make this a very spread-focused deck, so I think that there's no reason to play it. It's just a one-of copy that we can play. We have one copy at Telescopic Sight, because we can actually hit two. We can hit two support Pokemon. We can hit a Eldegoss and a Dedenne, or a Crobat and a Dedenne. And then our opponent actually doesn't have to be down to 3 price cards. We can actually use 4 damage counters to take a knockout on Dedenne and Crobat. So I think Telescopic Sight is also just, even if your opponent has 3 price cards, it's just a good card to have in general. We have 4 of the Rapid Strike Energy, 3 Aurora, because the Aurora can count as Psychic and Fighting, and those just count as Fighting. It also makes it easier. Not just playing it to make it easier to get off our 2-max Rapid Flow. 2 Cycle Energy and 2 basic Psychic Energy. So yeah, that is the list. If you guys liked it, make sure to subscribe, like the video. I do a whole bunch of deck profile stuff, getting into some more unique content too. I already have a couple of non-deck profile videos up on the channel. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.